This question is given in GATE 2008. Now see this question. Two identical NMOS transistors M1 and M2 are connected as shown below. Okay, this is the diagram they given. V bias is chosen so such that both transistors are in saturation. They are saying that M1 is first transistor, M2 is another transistor, both are in saturation. Okay. Now the equivalent GM of the pair is defined to be d Iout by dVi at a constant Vout. The equivalent GM of the pair is, okay, they are asking the equivalent GM of the pair is. They are given the options. Option A, sum of the individual GMs of the transistor. Option B, the product of individual GMs of the transistor. Option C, nearly equal to the GM of M1. Option D, nearly equal to the GM by G0 of M2. Okay. Now, if you observe this diagram, this is Vout, Iout is the current through it. Let ID1, ID2 be the current through M2, and the same current, this is the actually the gate, this is the drain, this is the source, and for this is the drain, this is the gate, this is the source. Let's call it D2, G2, G1, S1. Now the current ID1 flows through this M2 transistor, and the same current is flow through source also. Now the same current here, source of gate 2 is the drain for M1. So let the current be ID1. If you see here, Iout is equals to ID2, that is equals to ID1. So Iout is equals to ID2, that is equals to ID1. So from this diagram we have derived this equation. Now as M1 and M2 are saturation region, here source of G2 is connected to is the same as drain for M1. Now we can write the GM equation. GM equation for the circuit is given by d Iout by dVi. Now Iout can written as ID1. So simply replace Iout by ID1. dID1 by, now Vi. See Vi. This is the Vi. Vi is nothing but the gate to source voltage. Vi is nothing but gate to source voltage of this M1 transistor. It can be written as VGS1. So dVGS1. It is nothing but the change in drain current of M1 transistor to change in this gate to source voltage. That is nothing but transconductance of M1. So this is how we have got the solution. The GM is equal to GM1. Okay, this is nothing but change in drain current, change in drain current to change in gate to source voltage, change in gate to source voltage of first transistor. Let us say first transistor. That is actually nothing but the definition of GM1, that is transconductance. If you observe the options, it's nearly equal to GM of M1. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, this kind of questions can be easily solvable if you just look into the diagram and analyze the diagram carefully. If you are able to analyze this diagram, simply you can solve by just using these simple definitions which we have.